Okay, we're starting right now. I think it's starting, right? Yeah, it's doing. Sorry. Alright, so you got 11. Okay, good. Let's change the problem router, okay?
Alright.
I'm gonna move it and I'm gonna move it back. Let's say, A equals. Let's throw our numbers together. Sorry, that's right. So what do you think here? So A equals 3 minus B times 4 plus C. What's the first step here?
First step here is in the parentheses. 4 plus 3.
Right.
4, 5, 6, 7.
Right.
So 7 will be here, parentheses. No.
Right. Good.
3 minus 2, 1.
Why do you 3 minus 2 first, though?
Because that's what I remember from the steps.
Why don't you look at what we did in the past? Did we do 5 plus 3 first in the last step?
No, we did not. We did 2 times 7.
Keep right. Yeah, we did 2 times. You got to do 2 times 7 first. Make sure to keep it around here. This way you can see it. Okay.
Okay.
You can, as long as you move it back to where it was.
Okay.
Okay.
So then it's 2 times 7.
Yeah. What's 2 times 7?
14.
Right.
So that's the answer.
No.
14, okay. So the 2 gets erased, and then we put that 3 down.
Yeah.
Okay. So 3, and then...
You got it.
That is a plus 14?
Well, what do you think? Do you think it's plus or minus? What would make you think it's plus, and what would make you think it's minus?
It's a guess.
What's in front of the 2?
A minus.
So it's not really just a minus, it's a negative. It's a negative 2 times 7.
So it's, okay, alright. So this turns into a negative?
It turns into minus 3 minus 14.
So it's a 3 minus 14.
Right.
Okay.
Good.
So 14. Wait, no, what am I doing? So 0, 3, 14. On 3 minus 14, does that turn into 30?
No, it turns into 30.
I've done mathematics in a while, man.
Remember what I said about subtracting before? What's 14 minus 3?
14 minus 3 is 11.
So remember when we switched it? Instead of big minus small, we do small minus big. What happens? We did it last time.
Negatives and positives?
Negatives and positives.
Mm-hmm.
Keep going.
So then...
Think about it. You have 3 minus 14, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5, 6, 7. It goes into the negatives, right? If you minus 14 from 3, up to what negative number does it go to?
Negative 11?
Negative 11.
So that's the answer.
That's the answer. Why you gotta question me? Why you gotta question yourself? What? You got it.
I don't know. Nice. That's the answer.
That's the answer. Okay. You play around with this on your own. Make up your own problem. I don't know. I can give you.
Yeah, could you give me problems?
I'll give you problems. Let's write this down. Let's just. I'm just making something.
No, which algebra is this called? Because I tried YouTubing and I tried researching it.
Algebra. Just saying algebra is very general. It is algebra.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can just say solving equations with variables. I mean,
okay.
I don't really know what to call it, but that's what it is. Let's just say. Let me see. Minus C 6 minus 4. So B equals 2 and C equals 3. Do you want me to show you how I get it, or do you? I mean, I feel like I'll just kind of give you it. But I can just give you the answer, or you can what?
Can I solve that myself?
You can solve it yourself. I mean, I want to do this next time. This is on your own.
Okay.
So you don't have to spend time doing it here. This way you get the most out of your money. You know.
Okay.
Would you want me to just give you the answer, or would you want me to solve it out for you?
Solve it out. But go slow.
Wait, why did I put 6 minus 4? I shouldn't have done 6 minus. Let's do. Let's add a D here. Let's add a D. D equals -2. It doesn't matter if I do it slow or fast. You're going to see the numbers and you're going to do it on your own. We're not going to do this here, alright? I'm not going to explain it here. This is on your own.
I thought you were going to explain it. I thought you said you were going to break it down.
No, this is on your own. This way we don't waste time here. This way we can go into other problems.
Okay, alright.
I mean, you don't want to spend the whole hour doing this. When you want to see different things and do it on your own and see how I got it.
Yes. Yes,
Right.
sir.
On top of this, you have this thing too, right? So this D, this 3. This is way easier, right? Answer there. I'll double check my work. I'll double check my work at the end. Let's just say, let's give you one more. Oh, we can turn it. We're gonna turn it around. Really, we should turn it around. To be honest. Yeah, they might give you something like this. This is gonna be a lot. This is gonna be a little more difficult. That's what else they have here, actually. This is going to be a tougher one. I'll explain this one, actually. I'll let you do this one. I'll explain one on my own.
Okay.
Pause. And times. Let's yeah, plus two variables is enough. That's fine. It's 5. Say let's just say that. Oh, what did I do? Oh, I solved for... Oh shit, I forgot to put a C in here. That's fuck. What did I say here? B is 2. So B is 5. Let's say plus C. That's what I forgot to do. Let's write this down. Okay, let's do this one together. 10, instead of saying A, 10 equals A times B minus 2 plus C. A equals -4, B equals 5. You don't know what C is. Solve for C.
Solve for C?
Right.
Okay.
So what we do here is we do everything like you were taught originally. You put in the numbers, right?
Yeah.
So we knew A equals -4, so 10 equals -4 times, just go into parentheses here. B
Okay.
is 5
Okay.
minus 2.
Okay.
Oh, I should do plus C. I didn't continue that. Plus C. Okay?
Yeah.
So now what we learned in the past was to do parentheses first. Correct?
Yeah.
Parentheses first is 5 minus 2. That's 3. Now we have 10 equals -4 times 3. plus C.
Okay.
Okay. Now we knew parentheses first, so PEMDAS, right?
Yeah.
We gotta do, I mean, multiplying. We already did parentheses, sorry. So now we do the multiplying. So we do -4 times 3. We know it's a -4 because there's a negative sign in front. So you did 4 times 3, you would have said 12. But whether positive or negative, we get it from this sign here because there's a negative sign. There's a minus sign in front of the 4. So it's 10 equals -12 plus C. So now, if you remember in algebra, you gotta isolate this variable. You gotta get this C alone. In this problem here, originally, A was already alone. It's already isolated. We have to move numbers around. In order to move numbers around, we have to move this -12 to this side. Anytime you have this kind of equation here, where this equals something, if you want to move numbers around, you have to do the opposite operation.
Okay.
So what's the opposite of negative?
Positive.
So instead of subtracting 12, we're going to add 12 to make it 0. Going to add 12 to this side. Add 10 plus 12 equals 22. This stays 0 plus C. 0, we don't need it. We don't care about 0, right? Nothing. 0 is 0. It doesn't mean anything. So 22 equals C. 22 is your answer.
Okay. So you said it has to move it around, right?
Yeah.
Does it count how big the numbers are?
No, it doesn't matter how big the numbers are. It depends on what
does
operation.
It depend on?
The operation. If this didn't say 12 plus C, let's say it said -12 times C.
Okay.
What's opposite of multiplication?
Addition.
Division. Division. So what would I do to this 10 here?
What would I do to this 10?
If this said -12 times C.
Positive 10 divided by C?
Not divided by C. You're trying to get C by itself. If it said 10, we're going to erase this because I don't want to confuse you later on. -12 times C. What do I have to do? How do I get C alone? How do I get C alone? Remember I said you have to do in order to get C alone, you have to do the opposite operation. Here, I added 12 because 12 plus 12 is the opposite operation of -12. So I had to do plus 12 to 10. I added 12 to 10 because it's the opposite of negative. So now if I have 10 equals -12 times C, opposite operation is?
Division.
Division. Is that a guess?
Yeah.
But why is it a guess?
It's just...
Yeah.
It's obvious. Multiplication divided by
division. So what do we have to
divide? Yeah.
So what do we have to do to 10?
Make it into a negative.
We do make it a negative eventually. Yeah.
Yeah, make it into a negative because this already shows that it's a positive.
Right. But what else? How do you can't just make something a negative, you know?
If Pythagoras can do it, then I can do it. No.
Come on, serious.
Yeah. Explain why.
I can't. You got to figure it out on your own. I added 12 because it's the opposite operation to 10. I added 12 because it's opposite of negative. What do I do to this 22? This 22 is like this. Sorry, that's 22. What do I do to this 10? This 10 is the same thing. This instead of -12 plus C, I'm doing -12 times C. So you already told me the opposite operation is division, and I got to do the opposite operation to the 10. So what do I do to the 10?
10 divided by 12?
Divided by 12?
Yeah.
Or, is there a 12 there? Do you see only a 12?
I see 12 and then the C.
What happened to that negative sign? Does it just magically go away?
No, you turn it into a positive because you said wants to do the opposite, right?
So you divide by -12. You don't divide by 12. You divide by -12.
Oh, okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, so 10 divided by -12.
So it becomes 10 divided by -12. What's -12 divided by -12?
Positive.
Positive
12. What, -12 divided by -12?
So what's 12 divided by 12? What's 12 divided by 2? Are you moving the thing?
6.
Make sure you don't move the thing. Make sure is it lined up still?
Yeah.
So it's 12 divided by 2.
6.
What's 12 divided by 12?
6.
12 divided by 2 is 6. 12 divided by 12 is 6.
It's 2.
12 divided by 12 is 1.
Okay.
Anything divided by itself
Is
is
1.
always 1. 100 divided by 100 is 1. Million divided by million is 1. 9 divided by 9 is
1.
1. What do we say about negatives? It's the same thing as before. Remember we said negative times negative is a positive?
Yeah.
So it's the same thing for division. Exact same rules. Negative divided by a negative is
Positive.
positive because the negatives
Carry itself out.
cancels itself
Cancels
out.
itself out, yeah.
Right. Exactly. You remember that from last time, right?
Yeah.
So that's why it becomes positive 1. So let's just say 1. But remember, this 1 is understood. It doesn't really matter if it's there. Really, in my opinion, if you add the 1 there, you're kind of confusing yourself. You're adding more to the equation than you really need.
Okay.
So really, I would just, and then, okay, so 10, and so it becomes 10. This negative goes, it doesn't matter what this negative is here. It can be bottom or top. Doesn't really matter. Negative 10 divided by 12 equals C. But they expect a reduced number. Do you know what a reduced number is?
I don't remember now.
So like 1/2 is the same thing as 5/10, right? 5 is the half of 10. A reduced form of 5 over 10 is 1/2. Because 5 and 10 can be both divided by what number?
2.
5 can be divided by 2, sorry, evenly. What can 5 be divided by 2 evenly?
No, it can't.
What can 5 be divided by evenly? And what can 10 be divided by evenly?
What can 10 be divided by evenly?
The same thing that 5 can be divided by evenly. So let's write down here. Let's write 10 and 12. What can 10 be divided by? Period. What can it be divided by evenly? List all the numbers.
2.
10 well, let's start from the bottom. Can 10 be divided by 1?
Yeah.
1 is always understood, so we can always just write 1. But
Yeah.
we're trying to find the biggest number.
Yeah.
10 can be divided by 2. Divided by 2. Can it be divided by 3?
No.
4.
No.
5.
Yes.
5. 6?
No.
7?
The answer is 5.
Answer is 5, right? So, well, I was actually should write 5 here just to make it a little bit easy, right? Because this can be divided 1 and 5. So 5 over 10, since they can be both divided by 5, divide this by 5, divide this by 5. 5 divided by 5 is what?
5 divided by 5 is 1.
10 divided by 5 is?
2.
That's why it's 1/2. If I said reduce 5 over 10, you find the largest common denominator. Well, largest common multiple. Whatever the thing is. Equals 1/2. So let's look at 10 and 12. 10, 12. We already wrote down that it's 1, 2, and 5.
Mm-hmm.
What about 12? Write it down. What can it be divided by? Write it down.
Go back for earlier. Should I start with the earlier numbers up?
Yeah. There's always 1. 1 is always there. You don't need to write 1 if you don't want to. Right. You can't go any more than half, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what number do they have in common that's the largest?
6.
Can you divide 10 by 6?
No. Oh, what number can be divided by that's the most common number?
Yes.
2.
2. So divide both by 2. What's 10 divided by 2?
10 divided by 2? 5.
5. 12 divided by 2?
12 divided by 2? 6.
6. So this was just hypothetical. It has nothing to do with this, but I was just explaining. This is a tangent, you know. If it came out to negative 12 times C, the answer would be 5. Well, sorry. Now there's still the negative here, right? So it becomes negative 5, 6 because you have to carry this negative sign with it. It doesn't just become magically positive, right? So the answer would be negative 5, 6 equals C if it said negative 12 times C. All right. This was just an aside. I don't want to confuse you. I'm letting the camera know. C still equals 22 because we did the opposite operation here. You added 12, you added 12. 10 plus 12 equals 22. A little confusing?
A little bit, yeah.
Let's do this one again. Okay, we're going to look at again.
Okay, is this a long way of doing this problem, or is it a short way?
That's a short way. That's how to do the problem.
This is just a short way?
This is how to do the problem, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I could distribute it and make it longer, and you'd understand why it's working like that. That would be even longer. And it would make you understand the problem more. You would understand distribution. But you know. Yeah, you don't need to know how to do that for this problem.
Okay.
If you just want the answer, that is. So again, 10 equals A times B minus 2 plus C. I sub in the numbers, right? I don't know what C is. I'm solving for C. I don't know what this is. The point is to isolate this variable. You know? So we go 10 equals, you drag down the negative 4, right? Since A is negative 4.
Mm-hmm.
Drag down the negative 4. B, we said B equals 5. You gotta put them in.
Yeah. I think it helps.
Okay, if you want to do it that way. C isn't 2. C,
What's
we don't know. We don't know C.
C equals 2 over here, it says over here.
That's a question mark.
Oh. My bad. So, A equals negative 4.
Yeah. Where's B equal?
B equals 5.
Right. Okay. It's very possible that they give you this problem. You know, it's very possible.
I understand.
Okay. So again, you bring the numbers down. A equals negative 4. B equals 5. You just simply plug it in from here. Write it the exact same way. Alright? From PEMDAS, we know what do we have to do first in this here. What does P stand for?
P stands for parentheses.
Is there anything in parentheses?
Yes.
Okay.
5 minus 2.
What's 5 minus 2?
3.
3. So we write the same problem again. Drag down to 10. You're moving the thing again. Make sure it's right. You can't keep moving it. Make sure it's right. So, drag down the 10, drag down the negative 4. We don't need to write 5 minus 2 anymore because we already solved that 5 minus 2 equals...
5 minus 2 equals 3.
We already said that, right? We put that in.
Yeah.
We know this negative 4 is multiplying here, so we just gotta carry this down. Plus C. Can't forget the plus C. That's what we are solving for. Right? Now we have PEMDAS again, right? Parentheses. Did we finish all our parentheses? Did we finish all equations in parentheses?
No, we did not. We still got this one, right?
We just solved that for 3.
Okay, so then...
We're down here right now. 10 equals negative 4 times 3.
So we got the 3 that's in parentheses. So we're going to do 4 times 3.
Right, because that's PEMDAS, right? Parentheses, exponents, multiplication. This is multiplication. So how do I do this multiplication? What do I do?
So 4 times 5.
4 times 5. Where'd you get the 5 from?
Oh, sorry. 4 times 3.
Is it 4 times 3?
Yes.
I would think about that again. I would think about that again. Look over it. Does it say 4 times 3?
Well, did you teach me that, multiplication? So when we had to multiply these two numbers, this number and the parentheses together?
Yeah, but that's not a 4.
It's a negative 4 times 3.
Right.
I forgot to say that down.
You always got to look at the negative. You need to know the negative. That's going to change the whole problem.
So it's a negative 4 times 3.
Right. Negative 4 times 3 is?
A negative 12.
Negative 12. Carry that down. Carry the C down. Carry the 10 down. 10 equals negative 12 plus C. So now we have negative 12 plus C. What's the opposite of negative?
Positive.
So positive is addition. You add 12 to make this 0. You gotta cancel. The point is to cancel things out. Alright? You add 12 to both sides. You add 12 to negative 12, and you add 12 to positive 10. What's 10 plus 12?
22.
22. Put the 22 down. The 12s cancel out because that's the whole point of this adding 12 is to cancel the 12 out. We don't want it here. We want to keep the C alone. We always want the C alone. That's our goal to get the C alone. Let me make this more like C. And that's what it is. We by adding 12, we made it alone, and we got 22 equals C, because this 12 cancels out, gives you 0. 22 equals C. So now what if this said positive 12? What if this said 10 equals 12 plus C?
10 equals 12
plus
C.
C. What would you do? (10 equals 12 plus C). It's not a negative anymore, right?
No, they're both positive numbers.
So what's the opposite of positive?
Negative.
So what do?
Make the answer a negative number.
You don't just make it a negative number. You can't just make something negative. You can't just make it negative.
Well, you gotta add the problem, then make it a negative number.
You don't gotta add. Because we already have add, right? We already have addition. It's 10 equals 12 plus C. 10 equals positive 12 plus C. What's the opposite of positive?
Negative.
What's negative? Negative is subtraction, right? So what do we have to do to the 10?
Divide it?
No. Think. So you have to do the opposite operation.
Yeah, I'm not getting it.
What's the opposite operation?
Parentheses?
Parentheses it's not an operation. What's the opposite of addition?
Subtraction.
So, exactly. So I have to do the opposite operation to the 10. What did I just say the opposite operation is? What did you just say the opposite operation is?
Addition. Subtraction?
Subtraction. You said it, you told me it's subtraction. So what do I have to do to the 10?
What do you have to do to the 10? Divide it. You have to subtract it.
Subtract it. Because it's the opposite of?
Addition.
Right. So what's 10 minus 12?
10 minus 12 is... Gotta figure it out.
You don't need the paper.
Negative 2.
Negative 2. C equals negative 2. You see how that change, just because you change the sign, it changes the whole problem around. It's no longer 22, it's negative 2.
So, yeah, I got a question. Whenever, like, in math in general, like, let's say, like, okay, like that, 10 minus 12, or like, say it's like 5 minus 30. You switch it around and you basically make the answer negative.
Yeah.
Instead of just doing that whole stupid process. Is that basically...
That's what it is. That's what it is.
No, because I remember in high school, like, let's say it's like, okay, 5, there, and, bring that down. It's some of them. You understand what I'm getting?
Yeah, but that's normal subtraction. That's before you learn how to do negative numbers.
Okay, but what I'm saying is, so let's say that pops up. Could I just switch it around like that and put it as a negative?
Yes.
Or just,
Yes.
If it's a normal subtraction, could I just give that the answer?
If it's normal subtraction without the whole smaller and bigger, then it's normal subtraction. You do it this way.
No, then I do it that way?
Yeah, if it's normal subtraction. But if it's smaller minus bigger, then you just do bigger minus smaller, the opposite, and just add a negative number in front. That's all it is.
Alright.
So what do I do if what's 10 minus 20?
10 minus 20 is 10. Negative 10.
Negative 10. What's 20 minus 26?
Negative 6.
21 minus 29.
Negative 7. Negative 8.
Or are you just guessing?
Negative 9.
You're just guessing.
Yeah, I am just guessing, yeah.
What's 29 minus 21?
Negative 0. 0.
29 minus 21 equals 0? Write it out. What's 29 minus 21? 29.
Oh, I thought you said 21. Shit.
29.
8.
Right, so what's 21 minus 29?
Negative 8.
Negative 8.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
So you said negative 8 before.
Yeah.
But you were guessing at the time.
You still told me no.
I didn't say no.
Yeah, you did.
No, I didn't.
You're like, no.
You want to look at the video?
No.
Okay, so we're moving on to this. We spent a good amount of time on it already, alright? We already spent like 25 minutes on it. We're going to go to the next problem.
Okay.
This is what we did the other day, right?
Yeah.
Y equals...
Also, do you think I should go over flashcards too?
whatever helps you. Whatever helps you, you know. I mean, flashcards in terms of what?
Just multiplication and division, both.
If you have time for that. The thing is, you gotta study all of this. You know, that's a lot to study for. You know.
In a couple months.
Oh, you have a couple of months? Okay.
This is when the instructor told me it should be between February and March. Around there, at the end of February and March. But you know what? For me, it's like, okay, you know what? That's a lot of good time to prepare. And
That's a month.
That's a lot of good time.
Okay, if you can do that.
He said the end of February and March, I think, depending.
Okay, 2 months. Okay, yeah. So yeah, sure, go ahead. I mean, you gotta do both every day then. You know.
Both problems every day.
Practice your multiplication division before as you're in bed. You know, and then while you're awake, practice these problems.
Yeah, I want to see this video, by the way.
Yeah, I mean,
look at those math skills.
You have to practice this every day. Like, this is serious. You have to do this, or maybe at least 3, 4, 5 times a week. You know, if you're serious about it.
Pretty serious about it, yeah.
Okay. So this is FOIL. Okay?
Foil.
Powder has 2. I said this last time. Well, I think it's 1, 2. I forget. FOIL stands for first, outer, inner, last. Right now we're going to disregard this 3. Okay? For now.
Okay.
Just look at this for now.
Okay.
Okay? So, first, we're going to look at the first numbers. What's the first number in this parentheses here?
5.
Sorry, the first variable / number. First,
Parentheses.
it's the x. X is the first thing in here.
Okay.
Okay? What's the first thing in here?
X.
X. So this is all multiplication. Remember how we said the parentheses is next to each other? It means what?
Multiply.
Multiply. So you do what? We're going to always keep this 3 here, right? We're not going to forget about it, but we're going to keep it there. We're not going to play with it yet, but we're going to keep it there. So now we're going to put this here. What's x times x? Remember what we said?
Equals X.
Remember what we said here last time? Remember this page? Remember how we did this?
Honest truth, no, I did not know. This was very confusing for me.
This is the one you actually understood. You didn't